This is the future of AI designs. Literally, Google Stitch is one of the most insane AI projects out there, hosted by Google, and you can use it completely for free right now. There are two modes. Standard mode that uses the Gemini 2.5 Plus. This is for quick prototypes that you want to export to Figma. And there's also the experimental mode with Gemini 2.5 Pro. So today we're going to test this out again. I've tested it out in the past, but since then they have brought out loads of updates. So let's go over the updates before I begin testing it out. I'm going to actually generate something that I will be using in the future. So if you want to find a secret project that I will work on and you can actually contribute to completely for free, the project will be freely available for everyone and you can contribute to it to improve it for your own use cases, stay around. So Stitch got a major update lately, and there is screen resizing and responsive support right now, so you can actually see your designs live at every single type of screen you want. So this is very major. There is also undo and redo functions for every screen, and you can delete screens or rename them to keep your workflow as you want it. So that's a very nice update that came out 9th of September, 5 days ago. Also, they have increased the generations per month to 200, which is very nice limits. Literally, you can be designing about 200 websites every single month, especially if you want to sell designs or MVP to clients on Fiverr. Well, this is a game changer because you can get an amazing early design and then just change whatever you want on Figma. You have mobile designs, web designs, you can put image as a reference, and this is pretty powerful. Also, you can be editing multiple screens at once by using a simple prompt. So by holding Shift, you can select multiple screens and you can write the prompt that will be applied on the selected screens. That's pretty incredible. And the experimental mode is used more than the standard mode, so that's what we won't be using, because this is hosted by Gemini 2.5 Pro. And also through Canvas, which was an update about 3 weeks ago, you are able to see the whole flow of the application. So let's start a design. I want to design a wrapper of chat, image, video, audio generation. So I want to design a wrapper of chat image generation using AI. So what we're going to be creating is a wrapper application over chat models, image, video, and audio models. And that's what I will be creating in the future in this channel. And will be an open source application that you can host on your computer or host on the cloud. It's going to be open source and you can use it to have specific functionalities that you can connect with API providers. So you can have image edit, chat models, you can have video generation, edit of videos, in-painting, out-painting, whatever you can think of in an open source tool. Instead of paying wrappers online, you will have your own wrapper with your own API keys locally on your computer. Set it up through Docker super simply, or maybe with a .dot file. And this is very powerful because the code will be open source, the GitHub will be open source, you can contribute to it code, and we're going to improve it, all of us, together. And I think this is beautiful because we're going to be creating the tools for tomorrow as a community and not let any fucking company that wants to take our money. So that's, I think, is going to be a powerful project if the community supports it, and if you guys support it and you want code on top of it and improve it together with me, it's going to be so powerful. And I really hope you join in. So here we will have a dashboard, okay, where you can access all of the different AI generation features, a chat interface, an image generation interface, and it says, should I start with these screens? Include video generation and text-to-speech screens as well. So we're going to, tell it to add even more screens and not only the 3 ones that it suggested, because we want a more extreme, let's say, functionality, a more general functionality. And the important thing here is that by learning to use Google Stitch right now, you are becoming able to use it in 3 months, 4 months from now with all of its new updates, as well as the new Gemini models. So this is very powerful. Stitch will give us the designs to start working with it. So we get high quality, personalized designs, which we then will turn to code using Gemini or whatever model we want. by taking images from these designs and asking coding tools to turn it into code. And then we're going to be working on the backend and all of the functionalities. But the design is the first part. You want to have a nice design from which you are going to be working on. And that's what Stitch enables us. And I think this is very powerful feature. This is a very good feature for everyone to have. So Stitch is working. The experimental version, guys, is, a little bit more heavy in terms of how much it requires as power. But, it's also the best one in terms of designs and overviews. So I will highly suggest that you start using the experimental version, which will become the standard version very, very soon. So we can see the first 5 pages generated. We can see the dashboard, the chat interface, the image generation interface, the video generation interface, and the text-to-speech interface. So I think this is very, very powerful. And here we can see the designs that were generated. For some reason, the image interface is empty. I don't know really why. We can see the central hub, and we can see it on mobile view and on web view. You can also trigger a full screen, and the design is looking very clean and very nice. Then we've got this design here for the chat version that looks super nice. This image interface is not working. We will fix it. This is the video interface. Again, looks lovely, looks amazing. And this is the text to speech interface that allows you to put text, the voice, the language, and generate audio. So we're going to work first on the image generation interface. This image generation interface is empty. Implement it again. So we're going to say it to fix this issue because the image generation interface for some reason is empty. So the model also suggests us to do some more things, and boom, this is where the image generation interface is being worked on. So let's see if in this case it's going to work. And you can see the flow here. So this is kind of the flow. This looks nice. We're going to make some more changes here because we don't really need a user profile. This is going to be hosted locally. We probably don't need community. Maybe we do. API docs, all of these we need. So they seem good. So let's see if this model is actually able to fix this issue. And we will be able to replace this image with this image. And we're going to be trying edits on single images and then changes to all of the images. So this is the create image interface. That looks lovely. And yep, we've made 2 key updates to the image interface. Now includes prominent text. There is a section for style selection. That's very, very nice. So I'm going to remove this image, place this over here, and we've got all of these interfaces. I'm going to go ahead and, get all of these images. I want the main colors to be black and blue. Make sure to use curves on elements. So we're going to ask the model to change the style of all of these pages that it generated, which are looking super clean. We're going to ask it to go into a black and blue mode. So we're hopefully going to see the style of the images change, and we're going also to be able to see all of the designs being more curvish, more, how can I say it accurately, more modern. So hopefully that's going to work as well. But you can see already the power of Google Stitch for prototyping designs and working to improve your designs. I think this looks super, super nice. And there are so many other things that you can do here, like download the designs. You can also, I think, get code. So this is like the code implementation of this in HTML. That's super fine. And you can also export in Figma, but only in standard mode, which is pretty interesting. So let's see the new designs. Okay, that's a lot more modern, a lot more beautiful. Let's see this chat interface design. This looks insane. The video generation design looks even better than before. The text-to-speech, again, looks pretty amazing. Again, we don't want code. Let's just open it up. Yep, a lot better. And this is the design of the image generation. So I think this looks pretty great. And I'm just going to go ahead and remove the previous designs, which the model keeps by default, but we want to keep working only on the new designs. So here, what we want to do is, instead of having the user workflows, etc., we want to have like, a history tab or whatever. So as we can see here, there's a gallery, pricing, contact. We don't care about these things, but what we care about is have a history module added to each of these interfaces. So I'm going to select chat, video, text-to-speech, and image generation, history of interactions dashboard. I don't know if I explained it well. For users to see their old generations and continue their conversations or edits. So let's do that. Let's see if this model can conditionally change 4 of these images by adding a historic tab where users can continue from their past interactions. And you can already see that the main design is already pretty much made for us. Then we keep adding new elements, new stuff, and hopefully these are going to work perfectly. And we can see here that the model understands exactly what kind of things to create. And you can conditionally use some of these. Maybe you don't want to, all of these changes. So you may want to keep only the interface and video generation interfaces and then delete the other ones. So I think that's very, very powerful. Of course, this is an extra. So you can keep this image as extra because it shows when history is open. So you want this image as the first one, then you want the history in a separate tab. And yeah, this looks very, very nice. So let's go ahead and see. Text-to-speech looks great. And yeah, you start spinning up all of these things and then turn them into actual code in a framework or, whatever you want. So let's see the final generation. But this model works so nicely. There is consistency of design across all of the pages. And I really think it's doing a tremendously good job. I really, really think this is absolutely incredible. And at this point, I think it's a very good time to create the documentation and API pages. So we're going to create an API page, a documentation page. I think that would be very incredible. So this sets, the setup of working on the application after that. So this gives us the main pages and functionality designs, and we turn them into code. Again, I know I repeat myself, but it's very important for me to explain the process of designing a new application from scratch. You start with a design, you get to a design that you like. It doesn't have to be perfect, and you start adding specific functionalities that are very conditional, like this historic tab. It's not always open. Sometimes it's closed, but by augmenting the designs slowly, you get to what you need. And then, the most effort after that will be turned into turning this into functional working code with front-end, back-end requests. That's a big deal. That's another thing. It takes time. You start with the dashboard. You do the dashboard, then you go to chat interface, you do the chat interface, you try then to refactor so you have, components that you can reuse, so you have consistency and speed of development. And now I want to see the final generation, which is probably what is it? Is it the video interface? Yeah, it's the video interface. So let's see how the video interface will look like with the history tab. Okay, so we have the response. This is the video generation with the history tab. That looks nice. This is how the chat looks like. It seems a little bit bugged, but fine. I'm not going to care that much about it. And we're going to ask it to generate API and documentation. Generate API and documentation pages. So let's do that. Let's see if it's able to generate nice API and documentation pages. But you can already see how fast we were able to prototype nearly all of the functionality of the application. Of course, there are more things to do, but you don't really need to design everything from scratch. You need a basic design, and you can then build up, on top of it with all of the reusable components that you will be creating inside Angular, React.js, or whatever you use for your front end. So this is pretty much all you need. You need 20 to 25 minutes with this AI, which is completely free, and you've got amazing designs for what you want to create. And then after you turn this into code, you can customize it however you want. But in any case, if you want to learn more about using AI to create whatever you need, whatever you want, and make more money than ever, I've got a very cheap, AI course down below in the description. It costs $20. You pay only once. It's hosted on Udemy. Over 30 hours of current guides and tutorials are in the course. And every single month, I update the course with the latest information, use cases, models, and you get all of the updates completely for free. No strings attached. So this course is the cheapest and best offer in the current market to learn how to leverage AI. And you pay only once, a very, very small fee. So Stitch implemented our documentation page. We can see it over here, which looks super, super nice. And here we have the API management, as we can see. This is nice. I'm going to do as final change, allow for multiple API providers and keys. So let's change one more time the API management dashboard screen. But I don't want to waste any more of your time, so we will jump to the conclusion. And this is the final response. So you have text, chat and text generation, you have image generation with different keys and audio and video. So it looks like that. It looks super, super nice. I think this looks pretty great. I think the responses from AI are quite amazing, to be completely honest with you. And yeah, I think this is very powerful. You can then go to the three dots and download the design. I really have no idea how this download will look like. Probably it's a .zip with multiple images. So let's open this up and see the final response. So yeah, it's very structured. You can see everything, code and screen. And yeah, that's pretty amazing. Google AI Stitch is, there's no need for designers anymore with this kind of tool. And I think if you're an AI designer right now or a designer of applications or whatever, you better start using it and make more money than you ever done, because I don't think there's going to be a lot of value in your job anymore. I'm really sorry for that. It's coming for all of us. Coding is next. Graphic designers are already at a very bad stage. Video generation, editors, everyone that works in any digital realm is currently under threat by AI, and it's only going to get worse from here.